Alright, so welcome back here to Wrigley Field. It's the Ravens taking on the Chicago Breeze here in round 8 of spring training. Morgana's along by me, myself, and I because nobody is here today. Everyone's watching the Knicks game, the Knicks and Spurs. That will start at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But glad that you're here as the first pitch on the way to Noma is taken for a strike and we're underway. So, welcome everybody to historic Wrigley Field, sponsored by Chudweiser. The 0-1 is down low, counting means up to 1 ball and 1 strike. Noma was playing second base yesterday. As the 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Now, the count is 1-2. Aceelordd on the mound today. Has a record of 1-0 in spring training as the 1-2 pitch is swung and fouled down the first base line. The first baseman is over there, makes the catch for the first out. And here comes Nxnjahh. Notably, he had that 2-run blast that gave the Ravens a 3-0 lead over the Bears last night, for it to be ultimately demolished after 4 solo home runs from the Bears, lifted them over the Ravens in a 5-4 final fashion. The 0-1 to Nxnjahh. Here she comes. It's in there for a strike. Now 0-2. Nxnjahh looking to rally right here. From the set, here comes the 0-2. Inside, ball 1. So, Aceelordd steps off the mound, as we'll get fielding positions very soon. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Swinging a fly ball, hitting to center field. This is a no man's land. It will fall down for a base hit. So, Nxnjahh with the 1-out single. And the Ravens have instant offense here in Chicago. So 1 away here in the top of the first inning as Capital steps into the box batting .455. He takes that first pitch for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 to Aceelordd. Swing and miss. 0-2. So now Capital down, no balls and 2 strikes. Had a couple of clutch plays last night, including catching a line drive at his chest. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Down low, ball 1. The 1-2. Strike 3 called, freeze him. Well, a pitcher's pitch, absolute paint on the outside bottom edge as there's 2 down for Orek. 4 games he's batting a solid .333. No RBI or strikeouts this spring training as the first pitch on the way to Orek is fouled down the third base line. 0-1. Aceelordd taking his sweet time, now steps back onto the rubber. Gets the sign from Brendan. Nice stretch. The 0-1 pitch on the way, here she comes. Swing and a miss. Got him fooled with the off-speed pitch. Now 0-2 on Auric. Brendan, the catcher, now going out to, it seems, first base as Auric takes that for down low for ball 1. So 1-2 on Auric. Now Aceelordd steps off the mound. What is going on? It looks like, it appears, folks, that the right fielder has had to leave the game. So it forces the catcher Brendan to move into right field. And Zach Waxer will come into the game as the backup catcher. And they will pitch as soon as the 1-2 pitch is swinging a little blooper in the infield. This could work. Hey, now that will get down a base hit. An infield single for Auric. And now runners on first and second. The first runner in scoring position here for Chicago. Let's see what they will do as Aceelordd will come to bat. Man, talk about breaks. A little blooper that split everybody. As the first pitch to Aceelordd, here she comes. It's outside, ball 1. 1-0 on Aceelordd. Nxnjahh at second. Auric at first. And here in the top of the first with 2 outs, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Swinging a line drive, foul down the right field line. 1-2. The 1-2. In the dirt. Count evens out to 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 on and 2 away here in the top of the first inning. The 2-2. Down low, ball 3, full count. A walk here would load the bases. Every single thing full. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that'll retire the threat. So the Ravens strand a pair as we head to the bottom of the first. Your Carl's score. It's the Ravens, nothing. The Breeze coming up. As we head to the bottom of the inning, Zach Waxer will pop up. He's batting .600 this spring training, and he is absolutely on fire. And taking the mound for your Ravens, it'll be Nxnjahh. Oh, man, look at those stats. He's repping a 10.8 ERA, walking 1, allowing 2 home runs, but 7 strikeouts as Zach takes that low for ball 1. They are pitching fast today. I am having a hard time keeping up. This set and the 1-0 pitch on the way. Check swing. It's in there for a strike. Nothing. Counting evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Now here comes a set and the 1-1 pitch. Check swing. It doesn't matter. It's a strike again. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zach calls time. Does a little dance. We'll get fielding positions for you very soon. This set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball blew it by him for strike 3, and there's 1 away here in the bottom of the first. So up comes Aceelordd. He's batting .619 this spring training with 2 home runs, 6 RBI, an OPS of 1.19, as Aceelordd lines that into right field, a base hit. So a 1-out single for the Breeze. Here comes Brendan. Batting .818, oh my goodness. 3 home runs and 7 RBI. Noma, who was playing second base last night, is now taking the mound. I am not sure if it's a puppet or if it's just a position, as that pitch paints the corner. 0-1. Slider that just got that outside edge as Brendan takes the one all the way. It was in the dirt. So now 1's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike. Aceelordd on with 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. As that pitch is swung and lifted into right field, this could drop, but Aceelordd is there to make the catch. So 2 down here for the Breeze as Dippy Pirate will come up. I'm pretty sure this is Doogie Pirate, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can fact check me on that. But Dippy Pirate is having a good spring training, batting .571 with 4 home runs as he checks that first pitch as a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch by Nxnjahh. It's in the dirt. Count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. That's set by Nxnjahh. The 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. Paints that outside edge. Nxnjahh's 1 strike away from exiting the inning. Aceelordd at first. Here comes the 1-2 in the dirt. Counting's out to 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away, and Aceelordd at first. Here in the bottom of the first. Nxnjahh gets the sign, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging a back foot slider. There was nothing he could do but take a helpless hack. We get to the top of the second. Your Mechanics Bank score. It's the Chicago Ravens nothing in the Breeze nothing as we head to the top of the second. Aceelordd returns to the mound for a second inning as Ivalu will step into the box. They're batting 600 on the spring training as they take that for a strike, 0-1. So yes, round 8 of spring training, it wraps up tomorrow. As the 0-1 pitch, check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. 0-2. Ivalu quickly down. No balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, nasty off speed. There was nothing he could do but swing there. Here comes Pacifica. 4 games, he is ice cold. Batting goose eggs across the board with 4 strikeouts. First pitch on the way to Pacifica. Swing and a foul down the right field line, 0-1. That's set by Aceelordd in the 0-1 pitch on the way. It's in there for a strike, 0-2. Whoever was in right field earlier for the Breeze now returns to right field as the 0-2 pitch is taken high for ball 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Brendan is back behind the plate again. Now he gets a sign from Brendan in the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch had him swinging all sorts. 2 down quickly, and here comes Widestowers. In 4 games, he's also batting goose eggs with 3 strikeouts. And now Oric is calling from the Chicago dugout. Bring the infield in. He can't hit. Here comes the first pitch on the way. It's outside. Good take, ball 1. So 2 base runners in the first for the Ravens. They cannot take advantage of that. From the set, here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a line drive into right field. This will fall. Rolls all the way to the ball. It's going to get down for extra bases. Wide will get all the way to second base. The cutoff man nowhere close. It's a 2-out double here for the Ravens. That will bring up the leadoff man, Anoma, who's 0 for 1 as the first pitch on the way. He's taken for a strike, 0-1. Anoma with an OPS of 500. Here comes the 1 and the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball through the middle of the infield. A base hit. So Wide will get the stop sign at third base, and there's runners on the corners with 2 away here for the Ravens in the top of the second. That'll bring him Nxnjahh 1 for 1 with that single. If you remember, Wide taking a lead off of third base as the Nxnjahh takes that for strike 1. Aceelordd through 1 2/3 innings. It has 34 pitches already. Here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way. It's in the dirt. Counting out to 1 ball, 1 strike with runners on the corners and 2 away. You will left to strike first right here from the set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball in the infield. This will get down. Dippy Pirate makes the catch. And that'll retire the threat. So, the Ravens strand a pair again. We get to the bottom of the second, where we are all tied at 0-0. Nxnjahh coming up again to take another tour on the mound. XSK4 batting 286 takes ball 1. Nxnjahh has brought his ERA down from 10.8 to a solid 9. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Check swing. It doesn't matter. It's in there for a strike. Counting is out to 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff man. This spring training, he's batting .286 as he takes that for strike 2. He does have 1 home run in the season, which is how he has another RBI. Has 4 strikeouts. Anyways, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh man, got him tied up of all sorts. There's 1 down in the inning. Went back to the back foot slider, and all he could do was swing. Here comes Marivius. Here comes the first pitch on the way. It's in there for a strike, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Inside, good take. And he's out to 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away and nobody on here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're at Wrigley Field as the 1-1 pitch comes. It's a ground ball right to the second baseman. He scoops it up, fires the Capital at first to record the 2nd out of the inning. And that'll bring up Flandreas, one of the streamers, former streamers. He used to stream while playing the game, which might expose a lot of stuff about the team as he takes that pitch for ball 1. Was part of the season 27 Seattle Sonics with me until he was traded to San Francisco. It was a 1-0 pitch, is swung and lifted into center field. But right there is the center fielder to make the catch and retire the threat. So we head to the top of the 3rd, where we are all tied 0-0. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Capital. Capital was 0 for 1 today. Ninja was saying, what is that route? We have a delay game here. As no, Aceelordd had to get somebody from the dugout, it seems. But we're all ready now. The set, here comes the first pitch on the way to Capital. It's a strike call, 0-1. On the set, here comes the 0-1 pitch. In the dirt. Evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. From the set, here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, launched into right field. It will be caught at the shoe tops. A brilliant catch by the right fielder, and there's 1 down. That'll ring up Auric. Wow, you really that really hung up there. I thought it was going to drop down. Auric had that ground ball single through the middle of the infield last time up. Aceelordd has faced base runners in both innings and yet has not surrendered a run. Still has a perfect ERA in spring training as Auric pops that. Brendan is there, and he makes the catch behind home plate. He popped out to the catcher. P2. And that'll bring up Ian again. The center fielder made that weird route to the ball. I don't know who's pinch hitting for, but if I knew, I would tell you. Again, it's only me tonight, so I apologize if stream quality or the content I'm giving you is not as good. It's only myself. I apologize once more. Ewan Statue takes that for strike 1. Side, ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike here on Yin. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a line drive into left field will be caught by the 3rd baseman. So 1, 2, 3 go the Ravens in the top of the 3rd. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, all tied up at 0. As Crazy Caden, the 8-hole, will come up to the plate, batting .471. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Ninja works in. The first pitch on the way is swung and grounded right to Capital. He'll take it to the bag himself for the first set of the inning. So 1 pitch and 1 away, and that will bring up Undesired Bucket. Struggling a little bit this spring training, only batting .176. As the first pitch on the way is swung on and missed, 0-1. That pitch is low. Count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. From the set, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. All tied up on that same back foot slider, and there's 2 down here in the inning. That'll bring up Zach Waxter. He struck out in his last at bat, but he's batting .581 through 7 games with 3 home runs and 6 RBI. As Zach takes down 1 inside, ball 1. We're here in the bottom of the 3rd, tie score at 0. As Ninja's 1-0 pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The set, here comes a 2-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, lifted into right field, it will drop down, a base hit. Off to cut it off is Aceelordd, and there's a 2-out single for Zach Waxter. And that'll bring up Aceelordd, the pitcher, 1 for 1 today with the single as the first pitch check swing. It's outside, ball 1. Ninja wasn't too happy about that, but he should be happy that he brought his 10.8 ERA down to a 7.043 as that's in there for a strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 on and 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, we're all tied at 0s. 1-1. Check swing, it's inside. 2-1. Capital playing a little bit shaded, more shaded to that hole between first and second base. The set, here comes the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Capital trying to pick Zach Waxter off. He was too off the bag. So, a pickoff attempt, a good throwdown by Anoma, but to no avail. Capital was not ready for that. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball in the infield. Up with it is the second baseman. The throw to first in time. And that'll retire the threat. So the Breeze strand 1 as we head to the top of the 4th. Your Carl's Clam Chowder score. It's the Ravens nothing. The Breeze nothing. That'll bring up Aceelordd 0 for 1 today. The right fielder made a great catch at the shoe tops earlier. And a great throw in to prevent Zach Waxter from a double. That's set by Aceelordd, and the first pitch on the way is swung and fouled. Down the 3rd base line, it will drop foul as no one could get to it. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Here she comes, swinging a pop-up in the infield. Aceelordd has it. He makes the catch, and there's 1 down here in the top of the 4th. So 1 down in the inning. That'll bring up the 7-hole hitter, Ivalu, 0 for 1 today. Playing second base today. Made a couple of good defensive plays already. Excited to see what they will do during the season. The first pitch on the way. Check swing, it's outside. Good eye. 1-0. That's set. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball. Punched out to center field, but right there is the center fielder to make the diving catch at the warning track. 2 down. Here comes Pacifica, the 3rd baseman. He's 0 for 1 today. As the first pitch to Pacifica is swung on and missed. Oh man, a back foot slider, 0-1. Nothing he could do there but swing as he fouls the 0-1 pitch off. It's 0-2. Aceelordd looking to mow down the order in order. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and that'll retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Ravens here in the top of the 4th. We get to the bottom of the 4th. We are all tied and 0s still. As Brendan, the catcher, will come to the plate, batting 750 on the season, but he was 0 for 1 today. A little bit slow to get out. Looks like we have some changes at the first pitch on the way. Is outside ball 1. So replacing Pacifica at third base will be BB8. He was on the season 27 Seattle Sonics as the 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Counting was out to 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 in the dirt. 2-1. So Nxnjahh threw 3 innings and has thrown 38 pitches, which is not bad at all. That is pretty good, as that one paints the inside edge. 2-2. Nxnjahh would love a strikeout right here from the set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball. Hit pretty well to center field. The center fielder is there. He will not get it. It bounces off the wall. Brendan is going into second, and he will be safe. So it's a leadoff double for Brendan here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As Dippy Pirate, who 0 for 1 he grounded out last time, takes that pitch for a strike. 0-1. The set and the 0-1 pitch to Dippy Pirate in the dirt. Kennedy was out to 1 ball and 1 strike. So that situation went from good to bad. I mean, you had him at 2 strikes, and then now you have him in scoring position. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Dippy. The sight lines here are pretty good. You can see everything pretty well. I mean, up until you get to the deep outfield, as there's a ground ball right to the shortstop. He scoops it up, fires to first. He did a good job at looking at second base first to make sure Brendan would not move. Here comes SK4. He's 0 for 1 today with the strikeout. Nxnjahh will have to strike him out again as the first pitch is taken. Paints the outside edge. 0-1. Infield shifting a little bit back as the 0-1 pitch is on the way. It's down and away. So the Kenneman's out to 1 ball, 1 strike with a runner on second base and 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Nxnjahh looking for a strikeout right here. Or simply any out. From the set, here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Freeze him. Fastball on the outside edge, and that paints it in there for strike 3. Good job to Noma for framing that one. First pitch on the way to Ma. It's in there for a strike. 0-1. From the set, here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a drive into right field. It's over the head of Ivalu into right field. So now runners on the corners here for the Breeze, as up comes Flamejuice, who is 0 for 1 with the flyout. So Nxnjahh in a bit of a pickle here as the first pitch on the way is a strike called. 0-1. You have Brendan at first. third. Ma at first. As there's a weak ground ball right to third baseman. BB, this will be a tough play. The out at first. And that'll retire the threat. So the Breeze put runners on the corners, and yet they cannot score yet to the top of the 5th, where we are all knotted at 0. Here comes White. He's 1 for 1 today with a single, and you know how important it is to have a good 9-hole hitter to turn it over to the top of the lineup. Aceelordd threw 4 innings, only had 50 pitches. He's doing pretty good himself. First pitch on the way is checked. It's the ball. 1-0. Aceelordd faced traffic in the first 2 innings. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and miss. 1-1. But In the last 2 innings, he has retired the side 1-2-3, 1-2-3, looking to do it once more. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. After that 4th inning, I would say, that's when he started to get in his groove. And he's in his groove right now. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes wide for the first out of the inning. And up will be a Noma, 1 for 2. He singled last time. And is the catcher for tonight's game. First pitch on the way to Noma. Here she comes. It's in there. Curves in for a strike, 0-1. So Noma now batting 485 on spring training as the 0-1 pitch is outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike with nobody on and 1 away. From the set, here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, hit into shallow center field. The shortstop is there to make the catch, and there's 2 away quickly for the Ravens. Now we'll bring up Nxnjahh, who flew out his last time, but he is 1 for 2 with a single into right field. Yesterday, he had a 2-run home run. You would love to see him hit a home run right here. From the set, here comes the first pitch on the way to Nxnjahh, swinging a foul down the right field line, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Nxnjahh. In there for a strike, now 0-2. And Aceelordd is in the driver's seat looking to put a K on the board. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, good take by Nxnjahh. Looked like he used some exertion on that one. And that was a pretty fast pitch. It was a fastball down and low. Here comes the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball right to the first baseman. He makes the catch. It's a P3, and that'll retire on the side. Another 1-2-3 inning here for the Ravens. It's in the bottom of the 5th. Still tied at 0. As Crazy Caden will come to bat. Nxnjahh comes set. Here comes the first pitch. Inside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. In there for a strike. It's 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball down the left field line. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Off to cut it off is, looks like Pacifica. The long throw comes in. No, I'm sorry. That's not Pacifica. That's wide. So wide will send it into second. And there's a... I thought that would be a leadoff double, but no, it's a leadoff single. Still not good. You would love to turn a double play right here. As Bucket takes the first one for a ball, 1-0. Nxnjahh has brought his ERA down from a 10 all the way down to a 6. I know it's spring training, it doesn't matter, but that's an observation. The 1-0. Swinging a line drive right to BB8. This could be 2. No! Weak throw and nobody will be out. Everybody is safe. A bad throw from BB8. He took a little bit long on the transfer. Once the ball came to him, he couldn't get a good throw off in time. And that will be counted as an infield single for undesired Bucket. Now there are runners on first and second here for the Breeze. Nxnjahh. Now Zach Waxer, who's 1 for 2 tonight. I don't know how you turn a triple play here. Let's see if he does that. First pitch on the way, Zach is belted, but it's foul down the right field line. Well, he looked a little bit early on that one. BB8 saying, "I am so lucky Leo ain't here, bro." I agree with you, BB8. Yeah, gotta turn the triple play right here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Strike called, 0-2. Zach calls time to take a little breather. You know, well, Nxnjahh now, he would love to get a strikeout right here and then turn a double play At the next at bat, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Down low, ball 1. Both pitchers have seen some traffic tonight, but they have both managed to wiggle out of it damage-free. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Inside. It's the same backdoor slider he's used to put away a lot of Chicago batters tonight, but Zach Waxer did not bite. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with two on and nobody away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. All tangled up on an off-speed pitch, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. A much-needed strikeout. Here comes Aceelordd. The 2-hole hitter hitting .609 this preseason. 1 for 2 tonight with a single. He would love to turn a double play. Ivalu playing way deep into shallow right center field as Aceelordd takes that first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing. It's outside. Good eye. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away, and 2 men on here for the Breeze. Ninja trying to end this inning with a double play. The 1-1 pitch. Strike called. 1-2. Ninja looking for another strikeout right here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside. The same pitch as ball 1. Same result as ball 1. He took that. Ninja steps off the mound. Doesn't look like he liked what he saw from Anoma. Now steps back on. Bucket at first. Someone else at second. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Check swing, but it's outside. Ball 3. That looked like a strike. Ninja and Anoma are not happy with that. Oh man, they thought they painted strike 3. Instead, Aceelordd check swinged ball 3. So now full count with runners on first and second. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, swinging a fly ball into shallow center field. This is dropping. It's dropping. It is. No, it is caught by the center fielder. Holy smokes! A clutch catch by the center fielder, and it looks like there are 2 down here in the inning for Brennan. Well, how about that? It looked like he was dropping, and at the last second... Who was that? Hazard got the first pitch on the way to Brendan. It's outside, down low. Ball 1. Would look like strike 3. Ended up being a fly out. There's a fly ball down the right field line. Capital's there. He makes the catch! Holy smokes. A clutch catch in foul territory, and that will retire the side. Runners on first and second with nobody on, and nobody will come home. We head to the bottom of the, or top of the 6th inning. We're all knotted still at 6. As Capital, who ended the inning, will now start the inning for the Ravens. 0 for 2 today. Has really struggled at the plate today. We'll have to get a leadoff base hit right here. Ace's first pitch on the way. It's down low, ball 1. So both pitchers, the 1-0 pitch, swinging a fly ball, hit into right center field. It's in the gap. It's down, a base hit. Rolls all the way to the wall. Down for extra bases. Capital rounding second. Up with the ball to center fielder. And in the cutoff man will come off to second base. So a double here for a leadoff double, I would say. Here for Capital. Holy smokes. This man has been clutch all game long. Let's see what Aura can do. First pitch, ball 1. There has always been base runners on all game. No one can score. Auric takes that for strike 1. Capital kind of dancing off the bag, and looks like he's getting a further and further lead every time the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a line drive into the gap in left and center field. This is going to get down for extra bases. This might score a run. Here comes Capital. The ball's still at the wall. Capital will score. Ulrich into second with an RBI double. The Ravens strike first. It's 1-0. Ravens lead. So here comes Yun, the center fielder who made that big catch for strike 2 as the first pitch on the way is in there. I'm not sorry, not strike 2. It was out number 2. He made a catch with the shoe tops to rob extra bases. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, nothing in 2. So now the Ravens lead the Chicago Breeze 1-0 with two-way on an 0-2 pitch. Here she comes, down low, ball 1. Throw down to second, no one there. Ulrich wasn't even off the bag. From the set, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, pulled into the gap in right center field. Will someone get to it? No, it's dropping. It's down, a base hit. Rolls all the way to the wall. Here comes Ulrich coming home. The throw cut off. The relay to the plate, not in time. Ulrich scores. It's another RBI double for the Ravens. A big clutch hit from Yun. So 3 consecutive doubles, ball 1 to Aceelordd for the Ravens. And man, you just talk about finding the gap. They have found the gap each time the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball. This could be another double. Here, it's all the way to the wall. Here comes Young on to score. This will be a close play at the plate. Here comes the throw. It is way not in time. I misjudged that one. It's 3-0. Ravens lead. Unfortunately, it will not be a double for Aceelordd as the right fielder cut that one off too quickly. So that breaks the consecutive back-to-back-to-back double streak for the Ravens, but they still find the gap and still get another run on the board. It's 3-0 Chicago Ravens. The 1-0. Swing, and there's a fly ball. Hit out to deep center field. Center fielder was AFK. He wants that roll all the way to the wall. Aceelordd will get down to third. And Ivalu, the second baseman, will get to second. It's another double. Make that the 4th double of the inning. So runners in prime scoring position with nobody out. Here comes BB8 to see his first plate appearance of the day. We are in the top of the 6th inning where the Ravens have put up 3 runs as BB8 swings and misses at strike 1. Aceelordd at 75 pitches already, giving up 3 runs. The 0-1 pitch on the way, taken for ball 1. Counting out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Aceelordd gets off the mound, didn't like what he saw there. Now steps back in. Gets the sign from Brendan. From the set, here comes the 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Ivalu glued to the bag at second base while Aceelordd is sort of taking some baby steps off there as the third baseman is playing shaded into shallow left field. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a foul ball pulled into the first base side of the dugout. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still nobody out in the inning. BB8 looking to get a clutch hit right here. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. BB8 goes down swing, and there's 1 down here in the inning. That will bring up Wide Stowers, who struck out in his last at bat, but he's 1 for 2 with a double tonight. From the set, here comes the first pitch on the way to wide. Check swing, it's inside, good take. Ball 1. The Ravens would love to score some more insurance runs right here. Aceelordd at third, Ivalu at second. The 1-0 pitch on the way to wide, swing and a miss. Counting out to 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 on, 3 in, and 1 away. Gets a sign from Brendan, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Swung on top of that one, and there's 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 on and 1 away. The 1-2 pitch to wide. Check swing, it's outside. What a take Fly wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 on, 3 runs in, 1 away. Aceelordd at 83 pitches. Here comes pitch 84, the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball right to the first baseman. This could score a run. Elitsky coming home. The throw to the plate. They have him in a pickle. He is out at home. It'll be a fielder's choice. He thought it was a double play. Winter thought it was a double play. Or no, Zach thought it was a double play. It was not. There's two away. Now runners in the corners. Noma lines that in the infield. This should be an easy out. He throws the first in time. So the Ravens strand a pair, but not before 3 runs come in. We get to the bottom of the 6th inning, where the Ravens lead 3-0 over the Chicago Breeze. So 3-0 here as Azzo will lead off for the for the Breeze. Ninja will come back to the mound. He's at 70 pitches, so he might have 1 to 2 more innings in him. The first pitch from Ninja. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Strike called. It's 0-2 now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball right to the second baseman, Ivaldi. He sets his feet, fires to first in time for the first out of the inning. So 1 down here as Winter Awoken will come up to the plate. Making his first plate appearance of the day, batting .400. First pitch on the way to Winter. Strike called. 0-1. So 3 huge runs came in for the Ravens in the top of this inning. Check swing. It's in there for a strike. Ninja looking to put a 0 on the board. Now, no balls and 2 strikes to Winter. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. A fastball blew it by him, and there's 2 down here in the inning. Now bring up Mavris, who's 1 for 2, had that single. It was very close to scoring when there was 2 on, with nobody out. Here's the first pitch on the way. In there for a strike, 0-1. BB8 messed up the double play. Couldn't throw to second base. A very weak throw. The 0-1 pitch is inside. Counting that to 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 away. What looked like a double play ended up being... Here comes the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball pulled right to BB8. He sets his feet, fires to first, and makes the play this time. We head to the 7th inning stretch where the Ravens lead the Breeze 3-0. Ninja will be leading off the inning. He's 1 for 3. Flew out his last time, but he does have a single. He had that single back in the first inning. The Ravens put up 2 base runners immediately, only to get them both stranded. Of course, they would cash in 3 runs in the top of the 6th inning, and now looking to pour on more. Aceelordd will come out to work another inning. Looks like they're playing catch for a little bit. His first pitch on the way is swung and lifted into shallow right field. It falls, a base hit. Second baseman was playing way left, and that will allow Ninja to get another hit, his 2nd of the night. So a leadoff single here for Ninja. And that'll bring up the first baseman Capital. 1 for 3 tonight. Strike called, nothing in one. And while he may not have the best night offensively at the plate, defensively he's had one of the most clutch nights. The one pitch on the way outside evens out to 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 on. Capital made a leaping catch in foul territory. 1-1 pitch, swinging a fly ball, hit out to center field. The center fielder is there, waits for it to drop, makes the catch. 1 away. Oh, and Ninja will tag to second base. So productive out for Capital, as that will bring up Auric, who's 2 for 3 today. A single, had that gap double, scored a run, and contributed an RBI himself. His first pitch on the way, swinging a chopper right to the third baseman, scoops it, and now Ninja is in a pickle. Looks like he will be out eventually. And now there's a double play. There's an opportunity for a double play. Auric is out at second base. The tag applied. And now the third baseman running down Ninja. There it goes. A double play. Oh, no. How unfortunate. It looked like they were cooking, and instead they got cooked. We get to the bottom of the 7th where the Ravens still lead 3-0. I don't know what happened there. Runner on second with 1 away. Ninja would have been out at third. Instead, Auric tries to go for second as Flamedress takes that pitch for a ball. Ninja at 80 pitches already. This might be his last inning, the 1-0. Up high, ball 2. Same pitch, same result. From the set, here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Counting up to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ninja is battling back. He was down in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Now comes back at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball roped into right field. No! Alitsky's there to make the catch. Then there's 1 down. Good fielding by Alitsky. As here comes Crazy Caden, singled in his last at bat. The set, here comes the pitch on the way to Caden. Swinging a fly ball pulled into the third base bleachers, 0-1. Caden, batting .474 this preseason, has yet to get an RBI. Now showing bunt. Here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball, pulled deep into the gap in right center field. Alitsky is over. He is there. He makes the dive. It's not a catch. The cutoff man's at second base, and they will not get him. It's a 1-out double here for the Breeze. As that will bring up Bernie Zanoob. Familiar face. Batting .600 this preseason. So runner on second with 1 away as Bernie checks that for strike 1. So some defensive changes. It looks like Anoma is out of the game, and instead Cyril De Aro is now the new catcher, as Bernie tags that one to right field, but Alitsky is there to make the catch. 2 down. Second base will get to third, throw not in time. And here comes Zach Waxer. 1 for 3 today with a single, but he struck out in his last at bat. First pitch on the way to Zach. Here she comes. Swinging a ground ball right to the shortstop, playing deep. The throw to Capital in time. What a play by Capital to prevent a run as we head to the top of the 8th. Chicago Ravens still lead the Chicago Breeze 3-0. Some good defense here from the Ravens prevents a lot of runs off the board as Yin for gain will lead it off. It looks like they are going to the bullpen for this one. Or no. I think Aceelordd might come out for the 8th inning. Yin for gain was the starting pitcher, the losing pitcher yesterday. Giving up 5 runs, all earned, including 4 solo home runs. Yesterday, the Ravens lost 5-4 against the Doosan Bears in guaranteed right field. But now here in Wrigley, they lead 3-0 over the Breeze. As Yin takes that pitch for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing, it's down low, ball 1. So count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Ace gets a sign, the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul into the third base dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yin calls time. Now comes back up to the plate, ready to bat. The set and the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. So Yun goes down looking as there's 1 down here in the inning. That will bring up the right fielder Elitski, who's 1 for 3 today with a single. The first pitch on the way to Elitski is outside, ball 1. Outside and way high. Aceelordd at 95 pitches, the 1-0. Paints the upper corner, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Aceelordd at 97 pitches. This will most likely be his last inning. I don't know how much stamina he has. But anyways, the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a pop-up third base side foul territory. They will not get to it. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So counting is out 2-2 on Elitski with 1 away. As Aceelordd winds, kicks, and deals. It's in the dirt, full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. This will be pitch number 100 for Aceelordd. The set and the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball blew it by him right down the middle of the plate. There's 2 away quickly for the Ravens. So here comes Ivalu. Had that double into the gap of right in center field. Last time up. In that big 3-run inning, the first pitch on the way is a strike called, 0-1. That was pitch number 101. The 0-1. Check swing, it doesn't matter. It's in there for a strike. Aceelordd looking for a quick inning right here. Looking to put down the side 1-2-3. The set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and belted deep to left field. You can forget about it. It is way gone. A towering drive by Ivalu. Their second hit of the night. First a double. And now a solo blast with 2 away. The Ravens lead 4-0. And here comes BB8. Struck out his last time at bat. Replaced Pacifica in the lineup. Now batting in the 9 hole. Looked like they might have shifted as Wide was in the 9 hole. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 0-1. So Aceelordd has surrendered 4 runs this game, all earned. As that pitch is swung on and missed. A helpless hack. So now 0-2. Aceelordd looking to sit down the side once and for all. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A late swing by BB8. And that will retire the side, but not before a two-out solo homer from my volume. We get to the bottom of the 8th, where the Ravens lead 4-0. And it looks like Chicago will go to the bullpen. They're going to bring up Yun Forgan. I guess that was not yesterday's pitcher. So if someone knew who yesterday's pitcher was, please let me know, because it was not him. First pitch on the way is a strike call, 0-1. Aceelordd 1 for 3 today with a single. Also gave up 4 runs to the Ravens, all earned. 2 RBI doubles, 1 RBI single, and 1 solo home run. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. In the dirt. Count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1. Check swing. It's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A beautiful pitcher's pitch that painted the corner. Young looking to strike out the leadoff man, Aceelordd. Gets the sign from Nxnjahh. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, towering to the gap in left and center field. That is off the wall. Thought it was a home run, but instead it will be a long double. And no, Aceelordd's going for 2. A leadoff double by Aceelordd to get things started. Well, if you want to go and start scoring runs, getting base runners is the way to go. And right away, the Breeze have a runner in second. And now the Ravens will bring a 4th man into the outfield. They will have a left center fielder and a right center fielder. A big gap between the bags of second and third. Here comes the first pitch on the way to Brendan. Check swing, ball 1. Brendan yelling from the plate, as that is a strike, 1-1. He's saying 4-man for what? He's going to hit a cutscene anyways. Young steps off the mound. They were running looks like, yeah. It's a very weird. Shortstop is very, very fluid. They're playing in the gap of left and center, but they're also playing in shallow no man's land, waiting for something to drop in. Nxnjahh gets behind the plate, the 1-1 pitch, check swing, it's in the dirt, ball 2. Here comes the 2-1. In there for a strike, 2-2. Aceelordd at second base, dancing around. Nxnjahh steps off the bag again, or comes from behind the plate again. Young gets a sign. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Out up high, ball 3. So now full count for Brendan. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No one out in this inning. Aceelordd with the leadoff double. Almost had a home run and just barely missed. Died a little bit out there. Ended up being a wall shot double. And if center fielder wasn't there, it could have been easily a triple. That's the sign. Here comes The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout from Young. And there's one down here in the inning. And that'll bring up Azzo, who's 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out in his last at bat. First pitch on the way to Azo. It's in there for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1. Check swing. It's in there for a strike. 0-2. Young looking to get a second strike out of the game. Brendan is adamant abusing, as the 0-2 is grounded right to BB8, who throws it across the diamond, and they will... No! Aceelordd is safe at second. It looked like they got him doubled up at first. So it'll be a 5-3 putout. Aceelordd at second base. Still. Brendan is mad. Here's the first pitch to Winter. Swinging a foul down the third base line. 0-1. But yeah, Brendan just fanned wide Stowers. You hate to see that. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball right to Ivalu. Makes the catch in the infield to be a pop-up. And that'll retire the threat. So a leadoff double by Aceelordd, stranded by the breeze. We head to the top of the ninth, where the Ravens lead 4-0. Big mound visit here for the Raven, the Breeze, as Zach Waxer will take over. He's 1-0 with 9 innings pitched and a 3.00 ERA. Aceelordd will take his position in center field, and Bernie Zanub will go into right field. It'll be Azzo at first. Brendan still behind the plate. Breeze team kind of being toxic right now. Big swing and a miss from Cerro. 0-1. Cerro's 0 for 1 today. In spring training, he's batting .375. The set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball down the left field line. It's going foul. 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball. Pulled foul into the seats at the first base side. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. 1 down here in the inning. Here comes Ninja, 2 for 4, and is today's team captain because Leo's not here. In guarantee rate Wrigley Field tonight. First pitch on the way. Here she comes. In there for a strike. 0-1. The set and the 0-1 pitch. outside. Counting moves out to 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away. Nobody on for the Ravens here in the top of the 9th inning. From the set, here comes the 1-1 pitch. And their first strike, 1-2. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Ninja. Zach's 1-2. Swing and a drive! Deep to left field! This one is going and going and it is way gone! Holy smokes! Home runs in back-to-back games for Ninja. And it's a 5-0 lead here for the Ravens. I am telling you, he clobbered that one and sent it all the way to the left center bleachers. It's 5-0 Ravens lead. Still 1 away for the Ravens here in the top of the 9th inning. Here comes Pacifica 0 for 2 today. The first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Pacifica struggling this spring training. Does not have a hit yet. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Missed at a curb. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and there's a fly ball into shallow right center field. It's dropping, it's down! A base hit! The right fielder Bernie will pick it up to toss into second. Not in time. And guess what? I just jinxed him. Pacifica has his first hit of the game. Of the preseason. That was his first hit of the preseason. Here comes wide Stowers. 1 for 3 today with a double. Was the 9-hole, but is somehow batting 4th now. A bunch of lineup shifts. Here comes first pitch to wide. Swinging a foul ball pulled into the first base side seats. 0-1. So Pacifica at first. That's 2 straight base runners for the Ravens. A solo blast by Ninja. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside, ball 1. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike with a 1 run in, 1 run on, and 1 away. Here in the top of the 9th, where the Ravens extend their lead by 1. From the set, here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swinging the line drive. Caught by the first baseman. They will double him up. Another double play turned perfectly by the Chicago Breeze. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Chicago Breeze coming up right here. You'll have 6, 7, 8 returning as Ma Virus looks to lead it off. Let's get an update on some scores from around the world. First pitch on the way to Ma. Here she comes. In there for a strike. 0-1. We're in the second quarter of the NBA Finals. Spurs on the ropes as they face an elimination game today. If the Knicks can win, they're leading the Knicks 20-13 right now. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 0-2. Young is pounding the strike zone right now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Young. Swing and a miss. Oh, all tangled up at a curveball in the dirt. And there's 1 down here in the inning. 1 away, and that'll bring up Brennan making his first appearance of the night as Capital. The first baseman for the Ravens has just fanned his own teammate Wide Stowers. Young looks in. The first pitch on the way to Brennan. Takes it for ball one. 1-0. Ravens are 2 outs away from ending this ball game. Young gets the sign. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count evens out to 1 ball, 1 strike with nobody on and 1 away in a game where the Ravens lead 5-0. We hope to see you all on Tuesday for opening day as Young comes back with the 1-1 pitch, and it's in the dirt, ball 2. 2-1. Young looks in. The set and the 2-1 pitch in there for a strike. 2-2. Here comes a 2-2. Swing and a ground ball foul. Whoa. Wow. I don't think I can say what just happened there on air, but Ninja did something. Don't know. Outside, full count. Full count on Brennan. From the set. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swinging the ground ball foul. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here on the top of the 9th. From the set. And again, the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. All tangled up on an off-speed pitch. And now the Breeze are down to their final out. Crazy Caden will come up to the plate. Absolutely hot tonight with a double and a single, 2 for 3 in total. An OPS of 500. He has not had an RBI yet. He has not had a home run yet. This is only preseason. Of course, it doesn't matter. The Breeze are not happy with how the Ravens are pitching. The first pitch on the way to Caden. Here she comes. Swinging a ground ball right to Pacifica. He scoops it up, and that's the ball game. The Ravens win it. They win it 5-0 here in Wrigley Field. They take down their arch nemesis, the Chicago Breeze. The winning pitcher for the Ravens will be Nxnjahh. The losing pitcher for the Breeze will be Aceelordd, who gave up 5 runs, all earned, including a solo home run from Nxnjahh. So let's look at the final totals from tonight's game, brought to you by Carl's Clam Chowder. Leading things off. Okay, still let me see anything, huh? Start off with the away team. Anoma going 1 for 4 tonight, or going 3 for 4 tonight with an RBI double, also scoring via another double. BB8 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Capital 1 for 4 tonight with the strikeout. He did score a run, and he did take away opportunities to score runs for the Chicago Breeze. Cerro de Aro 0 for 1 today with the strikeout. Nxnjahh 3 for 5 today. He had a great game, including a solo home run in the top of the 8th inning, which gave him his single RBI and single run. He also went 7 innings strong, only giving up 6 hits allowed with 7 strikeouts. Pacifica going 1 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Yun went 1 for 3 with an RBI. I'm pretty sure he won the RBI doubles. He struck out once. He finished the last 2 innings for the Ravens, giving up only 1 hit and striking out 3. That brings tonight's total strikeout counter to 10, which is not enough for Clam Chowder. Sorry, guys. Pacifica going 1 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Elitski going 1 for 4 tonight. Had an RBI double, 2 strikeouts. Avagi going 2 for 4, had an RBI double, scored once and struck out once. White Stowers, the bottom of the lineup, going 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Now let's turn it over to the Chicago Breeze. And we went Azo, who went 0 for 2 today. Dippy also went 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Flame Dreers went 0 for 3. Mavericks only went 1 for 4 with 1 strikeout. Winter Welcome went 0 for 2 with 1 strikeout. Zach Waxer went 1 for 4 tonight, giving up 2 strikeouts. Oh, I'm sorry. Aceelordd will only be accredited with 4 runs, as Zach Waxer gave a solo blast to Nxnjahh. 2 hits allowed in his 1 inning, 1 run from the home run, and 1 strikeout. Aceelordd went 2 for 4 today. Pretty good night at the plate for him. He went 8 innings strong, giving up 11 hits, 4 earned runs, 10 strikeouts. Also had a home run and an error. Bernie Zanoob went 0 for 1 today. Brendan went 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Brendan 22 went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Crazy Gator went 2 for 4. Bucket went 1 for 2 with a strikeout. XSK4 went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and that will wrap things up from here. Well, fans, we thank you again from joining us from Wrigley Field. I'm Football Pro, or Megana, however you call me. And tonight's final score, it's the Ravens 5 and the Breeze nothing. We will see you one more time for spring training before we head over to the regular season, which will begin on Tuesday. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching,